a man named Jacob wakes up to a strange noise outside his room. Trembling with fear, he gets out of bed and encounters something that leaves him extremely unnerved. Now, not too long ago, I featured a video from Jacob, who you may remember as the man who inherited an old house and a creepy clown doll that both belonged to his grandmother. The clown doll, known as Jeffrey, scares him. Because of this, he keeps Jeffrey locked up in a separate room away from him. But then one night, something happens that spooks Jacob out of his mind. It's close to midnight when a loud bang wakes him up. He hears a couple more noises before suddenly realizing that the sounds are coming from the room next to his where the clown doll was put. What happens next scares the living daylights out of him. As Jacob checks the room where the sounds were coming from, a loud noise is heard from downstairs. He looks nervously down the staircase when suddenly the sound of footsteps going up the stairs is heard. Yet, as he looks closely, no one appears to be there. He then quickly turns around to see the door opening slowly, showing Jeffrey, whose head is now in a different position. Initially seen facing the wall, the clown is now staring at the door. Jacob quickly ends the video here and locks himself in his room until the following morning. After this night, he was absolutely certain that Jeffrey was haunted. Afraid it might happen again or something worse may occur, he decides to move Jeffrey into the basement.
You know, I think I'm definitely going to be moving Jeffrey. Like, with whatever happened last night, I don't want him near me. I'm going to be putting him in the basement, so I'm going to follow up. This is the results so far. I'm going to leave him here for now, but I think I'm going to put a camera here. Jeffrey's still here, so we're going to see if there's anything I miss.
Now, unlike before, Jacob will keep an eye on Jeffrey by placing a security camera in front of him. If anything happens, he'll be notified immediately via a notification sent by the camera. Fast forward to a few nights later, and he's notified of movement inside the basement. He checks the camera's live feed and sees that the camera is moving side to side. Now, this didn't alarm him, as he forgot that the heater on which the camera was placed on top has a timer that turns it on and makes it oscillate. The heater had simply turned on during this time. But as he continues to watch, something happens that terrifies him to his core. Watch. As the camera oscillates from side to side, the clown's arm eerily moves on its own. Seconds later, the light bulb blows out in a loud explosion, making the basement completely dark. Following that, a strange voice is heard whispering something that's hard to make out. Not much else happens after this, but everything that happened before was enough for Jacob to decide that Jeffrey should remain locked up in the basement. Jeffrey continues to be recorded in case he moves again. For now, no further updates have been posted by Jacob, but until then, this video remains a mystery. A couple is inside their kitchen when something pretty terrifying is caught on camera. The following video comes from Crystal and Damien, who both live happily in the house of their dreams. They had bought their home a few months ago before recently becoming engaged. To the couple, this house has become an important part of their relationship, as without it, their bond wouldn't be as strong. Although happy to be the property owners of this new house, there's something about this place that spooks them just a bit. Sometimes, things would happen that neither Damien nor Crystal could explain. For this reason, they've set up cameras throughout their house to capture video evidence of the strange occurrences. In return, they would have solid proof that what they're experiencing isn't just in their heads, but in fact, something real. It goes without saying, but what they've captured has left them deeply unsettled. On August 6th of 2022, a security camera inside their hallway captures this. It's worth noting that it was past midnight when this happened. Take a look. Although not really sure what to make of this, except that it might have been someone pranking them, or some crazy person banging on their door late at night, it's the following video that scares them the most. The couple is inside the kitchen when this is captured.
I don't want to keep hanging out with your friends if that's how it's going to make me feel at the end of the day. Like, it feels more like...
They don't mean to do it. They're not like planning on, you know, they
Do you
don't...
know how it feels to hang out with a group of people and they don't even want you there?
They do want you there.
But I'm only there
they want you
because
there. They like you a lot. No, they don't.
That's the only
They
reason.
they like me. They're my friends. But but they like you a lot.
They're acting fucking rude to me.
They're not trying. That's just how they Hey,
Just as the argument was getting intense, a plate from one of the cabinets falls on its own. Following that, another plate falls by itself, but not before being flung toward Damien. It's almost as though whatever had chucked it had done so to end the argument between the two. But, as if that wasn't creepy enough, this next video is by far the creepiest. It's late at night and Crystal's alone at home. We can see her scrolling through her phone when out of nowhere, this happens. Perhaps thinking that Damien had come home from work early, she waits for him to appear. But seconds pass, and no one is seen. Damien isn't there. Understandably, Crystal was shaken up, but it seems that this incident wasn't as scary to Crystal as the most recent occurrence. It's not known what exactly happened, but it's evident that whatever had just occurred has left the couple no choice but to leave their house. In a recent video, Damien explains the situation. The activity has become so intense that they can no longer live happily inside their house. Sadly, they have no choice but to leave behind their dream home in the hopes that things would settle down. Feeling hopeless, they book an Airbnb and spend the night there. However, the following night, they decide to return home and try something that would hopefully solve their problem. According to them, by doing a seance, they can reach out to the supposed spirit that is haunting their house and ask it to leave. They do just that and record the entire process of the seance. Little did they know, this would be a bad idea. This is their video.
Okay. Close your eyes.
All of a sudden, the shower door begins to shake on its own. With this, the couple rushes out of the bathroom, understanding that something had gone wrong with the seance. Terrified by the incident, they leave the house and return to the Airbnb. To the couple, the safest plan for now is to stay away from home. Given what's happened, this is probably a better idea. But until they come up with another solution, their house remains abandoned. So then, with all that's happened, just what exactly is going on inside their house? Until any updates are given, it seems that this question will have no definitive answer. But as always, what's your stance on this? Paranormal or not? There's an apartment in Poland where something very strange has been going on. The man who lives there claims that whenever he's by himself, he can't help but feel as though someone else is inside. When his roommates are gone and he has the place to himself, weird noises happen out of nowhere. Now, what makes these occurrences extra strange is that they always seem to happen during the nighttime. Knowing when they usually occur, the man has his phone ready in hand and proceeds to record the following video. No one else is home.
Hej, ogólnie to od jakiegoś czasu cały czas coś, właśnie takie dziwne hałasy. Ja pierdolę, co to?
Mysteriously, the bathroom faucet is left running as though someone or something had turned it on. The man shuts it off while seeming confused as to how it turned on by itself. He heads back to his room when eerily the light switch, which he just turned on, is immediately turned off. It seems that whoever or whatever was on the other end of the hall had switched off the light. Now, this wouldn't be the end of it, as only a few nights later, something just as creepy happens. It's nighttime when the man recording hears banging noises outside his door. With his heart pounding in his ears, he records this.
Nie, ja pierdolę. Co jest, kurwa? Whoa!
Like something straight out of a horror movie, the man peeks out from his bedroom, peering into the darkness of the hallway to see if anyone's there. Finding nobody inside the bathroom, the man quickly walks back to his room, but stops in his tracks upon noticing the sudden mess in the kitchen. Appearing as though a massive earthquake had struck the place, the man runs back into his room in full terror before ending the video. What happened that night has left him shaken up. It's unknown if the man continues to live inside the apartment, as no updates or new videos have been posted. But as with most videos, I'll let you come up with your own conclusions. Is something living inside this man's apartment? Or might there be an explanation for all that's happened? In this next video, two friends are hosting a live stream when something pretty spooky is captured live. Now, the two boys in this video often do live streams while playing video games late at night. It just so happens that this particular incident took place during an all-nighter, where around 5 in the morning, a strange noise is heard in the kitchen. The two usually play in the living room, so the noise was close by when it happened. The boys thought it was a family member who was grabbing a morning snack, so they shrugged it off and didn't think much of it. But later on, something happens that grabs their full attention and prompts them to end the live stream immediately. While playing in the dark, this happens.
Oh, hijo, dale. Cierra la bola, no abra la bola. Dale. ¿Qué es esto? Fíjate si anda niño por ahí. ¿Qué va? Anda a cerrar. Mirá, exacto, era. Iba a cerrar tu imbécil. Las 5 ya son. Las 5 ya son.
At first, the fridge door seemingly opens on its own, as though someone had gone over to grab a snack. At least that's what the two boys thought, considering that one of them has a brother who wakes up around this time to cook something up. Thinking that he left the fridge door open by accident, one of them gets up to close it. But as they walk back, this happens. A chair swiftly moves on its own by more than a few inches, causing both friends to freeze in their tracks. It was at this point that they both knew that something unexplainable had occurred. Something supernatural. Viewers believe so too. But, as always, I'll let you be the judge on that. Had something paranormal occurred? Or had something else happened here? The following video comes from Troy Legault, who lives happily with his family and 3 dogs inside a house that was only built 10 years ago. Given the age of this house, Troy doesn't think that it's old enough to be haunted. However, it seems that Troy has been proven wrong in regards to this notion, as it was just recently that something very unusual was captured. Prior to this video, there have been other weird happenings in his home. From things moving on their own, to lights turning on by themselves, none compare to the following footage. On November 6th of 2022, at around 8:30 in the morning, this was captured.